So I just got done watching the first two episodes of Lord of the Mysteries. In our first episode, we're introduced to Klein Moretti, previously Zoe Mingri, before he gets transmigrated into the dead body of Klein, who seemingly killed himself and his friends after they were investigating a journal related to the Beyonders, who are these godlike beings in this world. We're then go to see Klein get his tarot card reading, where he draws the card of the Fool as his present card, which he dons as his moniker after being transported into the Grey Fog, which is seemingly his own personal dimension that he can control, but we still don't really know all that much about this zone. We do know that we're introduced to Audrey and Olger, who don the monikers of Justice and the Hanged Man, and agree to meet up every single Monday at 3 p.m. to investigate the Beyonders and how to become one. We're then introduced to Dune. Dune is the leader of the Blackthorn security group, who kind of threatens but also investigates Klein and his relation to the Beyonders. We're also introduced to Dally, but we don't really get much of her. We just get a really cool, beautiful fight kind of scene with her. We're also then, after we skip over a little bit, introduced to Neil, who is the facilitator for a bunch more information about the history of this world, including a previous king, who is used as the inspiration for Klein to join the seer path, because one of the things that Neil introduces us to is the multiple paths that you can take to become a Beyonder, and their different power sets. We don't get a full deep dive into all of the power sets, but we do know that the seer can kind of see things. He can use his power to look into other events, see ailments, and just investigate deeper into things, which Klein uses after officially joining the Blackthorn security group to take his first mission of finding a kidnapped boy, where he uses his seer powers to put eyes all over the town so he can kind of find what's going on. We then are introduced to a Lovecraftian being, because that's one of the things with this world, is we have a bunch of Lovecraftian monsters, who has kidnapped this boy for, again, unknown reasons, but I think it's implied that it is just for a ransom. He is then swiftly defeated by Klein and Leonard, who he goes on this investigation with in a very epic, beautiful looking battle that I wish I could put more clips for, but you should just watch it. It was outright stunning. At the end of the episode, after a really cool closer, which was oddly enough in English despite this being in Chinese, we get the new glow-up version of Klein, who has donned a new style after buying a house for him and his sister, who was previously living in a rundown apartment. Now, I skipped over a lot of information for time because these are very dense episodes. They're both 30 minutes apiece, but I really, really enjoyed this. I'm really curious to see where they go. I've heard that the first screener for the third episode went out in China, and it significantly slowed down an even better episode because apparently these are like the worst episodes despite them being absolutely beautiful. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts down in the comments section if you're watching this. If you're not, I'd recommend it. There is no dub, which I do think is a downside because it is kind of hard to keep up with. I also speak more Japanese than I do Mandarin, so I can't really pick up on things. But drop a follow because I'm going to be covering every single one of these episodes.